Hello and welcome back to Geekcast Radio's Top 100 Animated Series Nominees. This is the 1990s nominees. I'm, of course, Steve Chu and Mike. Joining me, as always, is Steve Megatron. Hello, sir. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm here, aren't I? Joining us as well is Mr. OptimusSolo. Hello, sir.
Steve didn't start with the yo ho ho and threw Mike all off.
No. I needed that bottle of rum. See, look, folks. Just after 16 and a half years, needed to be alcoholic podcasters. That's right. That's right. As always, continuing from the last episode, we enter the 1990s this episode. All right, OptimusSolo, take it away.
Yes, so we're back at it, unveiling the nominations for shows that are possible to be voted on for our top 100 animated series countdown. You've heard us go through the pre-1980s and the 1980s. So now we are on to the 1990s. As we've talked about in those episodes, we are unveiling 250 in total nominations for shows that will be eligible then for the panel to vote and get into our top 100. So just a couple notes on the process here is any show that we're talking about today has already been basically elevated to the best of its time period. So we have picked out 50 that we feel is the best with the help of, a couple of friends and the internet and things like that we've looked at a bunch of different lists that we may reference throughout the show. And we have decided on the 50 top shows from each time period. So if we say, hey, we don't think we're going to consider this for our top 100, or I might not vote on this one, or Steve may not vote on this one. If it's getting mentioned today, it's already considered in our minds kind of the top of the crop for that time period. And we will be interested also to see the total from each of these that ends up making the top 100. I know when we were talking about the pre-1980s that the AI God said that we should have somewhere around, anywhere from 8 to, I think it said like 20, but most of us were right around that like 12, 13, 14, 15 mark for that section. Be interested to see what the take is after we get through this one. I will give you a hint, and ChatGPT says that we will have more entries from the 1990s than any other decade. Steve, do you think that's going to hold true or no?
I think it's going to hold true just based on this list.
Yeah. Mike, what do you think?
We're the Geekcast Radio Network. What do you think? It's gonna come on now. I mean, the 1990s and 90s. Look, man, we're all about the 80s and 90s, and the 80s kind of kicked it all off with the stuff that we already revealed in the last episode. But the 90s, basically, it was the cartoon boom. If the 80s was the launch pad, no McQuackins, but if the 80s was the launch pad, the 90s was basically the explosion of animation between superheroes, between the Disney stuff, between anything you can think of. The 90s had it.
It definitely dominated our original countdown. We'll have to see if it dominates the same way or a little more, a little less, on how that all plays out. So without further ado, as we've done in the other ones, we're going to reveal 5 at a time, get the panel's reaction of those shows, and then we'll move through our set of 50. Mike, are you ready to go?
Yep, let's go.
All right.
Aladdin, do something. Don't worry, I'll handle it. Hey guys, what's... Genie Carpet, stop that thing! It's a done deal! Nice catch, Rugman!
A gas station! I need the key. Potty, 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 potty.
Careful, I haven't cleaned it in a year.
I can't potty in there. It's disgusting.
Sometimes, do you see things that you just have to have? You tell your parents it's the most important thing in the world, and you bug them until they get it for you. And then once you have it, it's not such a big thing anymore. Like hockey gloves. Or a telescope. Or bionic bunny walkie-talkies. The problem is, these things usually end up buried in a closet, under a bed, or on Dad's tool shelf in the basement. Well, it wasn't going to be the same old story this time, because I had to have those...
Arthur, are you working or just lollygagging?
Oops, gotta go.
You're pretty strong for some clown who thinks he's Batman.
I am Batman.
The voice kept calling me Bruce. In my mind, that's not what I call myself.
What do you call yourself? Oh, yeah. I suppose you would.
But that's my name now.
Tell that to my subconscious.
Oh, my God.
Master Bruce, Miss Gordon, I see you've discovered our little secret. Yes, I admit it. I am Batman.
You know, there might be something to this partnership business after all.
Yeah, right.
For the first set of 5, again, these are just alphabetical order. There is no rhyme or reason to anything else besides alphabet because we have not cast any votes for our top 100 list yet. So the first set of 5, we have Aladdin, the series from 1994 that ranked in at number 79 in our original list. We have the Animaniacs, which ranked in at number 7 on our original list. We have the classic show Arthur from 1996 that may or may not have aired at least over 250 episodes so far. And then we have a duel between Batman shows. We have Batman Beyond from 1999, which ranked number 16 on our original list. And we have the defending champ, Batman the Animated Series, which was our number 1 on the last list. Mike, we'll start with you on this one. We'll alternate as we go through each set of 5. What do you feel like? Aladdin, Animaniacs, Arthur, and 2 Batmans?
Question. Batman Beyond, Batman the Animated Series. Are they tied, you said?
No, I just said that's a duel between 2 Batmans in this section.
Oh, okay. So separate listing, but okay. I just wanted to make sure I had that right. See, the good thing about doing that, look, man, we've had between the 3 of us, specifically between Steve and myself, Steve's at 20 years. I'm almost at 17 years. The network is at 16 and a half years. You're at close to what are you at? You're almost at 16 technically because you did start with TFG1. So you're 16, 17 years yourself. Between the 3 of us, we've had almost 2 decades of podcasting and doing this 2020, this upcoming 2026 edition, doing this now, getting these nominees. We've done a lot of these shows. We've done a lot of these things where we've already podcasted about some of these shows, specifically with Steve and I with the superhero stuff. We've already covered this, just like with you and I covering the Masters of the Universe stuff. We've already done that. We spent 10 years doing that. Steve and I spent a couple of years doing the DC animated stuff. And we've gone through all of these episodes from both Batman Beyond and Batman the Animated Series. They both have their good episodes. They both have their bad episodes. I think most people will go Batman the Animated Series more so than Batman Beyond. I personally will put Beyond slightly higher because I have a bias towards Beyond, but essentially to me, they're not this, I don't want to say they're the same show, but Beyond is a continuation of animated series. Beyond is the future version of animated series because they're all in the same universe of the DC animated universe. I love Batman the Animated Series. Out of the 85-ish, 90-ish episodes that it has, there's probably 50 episodes that I love. But Batman Beyond, I say this all the time, and I mean it every single time I say it, that show is in my blood. That show just, it did something to me in 1999. From the music to the animation style, to the suit, to the flying friggin' Batmobile. You look at, and I know you don't, because you've never seen an episode, Kev, but Steve knows this. What they did with that Batmobile, it's basically the Batman the Animated Series Batmobile turned upside down and flying. Like, they did everything they could to differentiate that show, but at the same time, it's still so good. And I know I'm probably going to be one of the lone holdouts saying, singing the praises of Batman Beyond. I will sing the praises of Batman the Animated Series every day of the week as well. Kevin Conroy was the greatest Batman voice actor that there ever was and that there ever will be. At the same time, Will Friedle, for a young Batman, for a Terry McGinnis Batman, that is not Bruce Wayne, did an amazing job. Literally, we're recording this literal days after I saw this clip on Instagram. Will Friedle, who voices Terry McGinnis Batman from Batman Beyond, did another one of his various convention appearances, and he told a story about Kevin Conroy that I've heard him tell stories about Kevin at conventions all the time. And I used to hear Kevin Conroy himself tell all kinds of stories. I've never heard this story. He told a story about this one time that he and Kevin were at a convention together. And one of Kevin's aides or people or whatever that was with him, somebody came up and handed Kevin a bunch of Batarangs to sign. And they were like, Kevin was one of those guys. Kevin Conroy was one of those guys. He would stay over no matter who you were, no matter what it was, whatever it was. He would stay at a convention after the convention was over. He would stay. No matter how long his line was, he would stay till everyone got what they wanted. He was just that awesome of a guy. And it was this last person, and they wanted a bunch of Batarangs signed. He signed them. And unfortunately, apparently, somehow in the confusion, his helper person, his aide, whoever it was like, oh, these are just Kevin's Batarangs. Let me just put them back in his bag. They go to TSA, because it was, I don't know, some convention somewhere else, and Kevin lived in New York at the time, and he's flying back from wherever this convention was. They go to TSA, and so it's Will Friedle and Kevin Conroy. They walk up, and Kevin's got his bags, and literally from what Kevin got paid from the convention, it's a duffel bag full of cash and Batarangs. Okay. See where this, Steve, you know where this is going. I don't know if you've ever heard this story, but you know where this is going.
I listened to it.
Oh, okay. You saw the clip. Good. So basically, Will Friedle looks at the TSA agent and says, no, he's Batman. It's okay. Because the TSA agent's like, oh my God, why does this guy have sharp things and a bunch of cash? And Will Friedle's like, no, he's Batman. And they look at him like he's crazy. No, he's Batman. And obviously, I'm sure Kevin did something like, I am vengeance, I am the night, I am Batman. But literally, the dude got stopped at the airport for having Batarangs and large stacks of cash in his bag. And he actually was Batman. So my point in saying all of this is most people are going to pick BTAS over Batman Beyond. Generally, I would too, but Batman Beyond just has that place in my heart. They're both going to be on my list, but oh man, just absolutely love them both. Steve?
So I'm not going to go as long-winded.
Sorry, had to. No choice.
Well, I'm saving the long-winded for the actual top 100, not for the nominees stage. Plus, I mean, you kind of know how we're going to vote on some of these just based on the fact that we've done separate review shows on them. So out of this block of 5,
which all of them made the original countdown, for the record.
Yes. I remember voting on the original countdown for 4 of these 5. Arthur, I think, was the only one I didn't vote for. And it was more so I didn't grow up with it. I was aware of it. It wasn't one that necessarily was on. I mean, it was on, but it wasn't something that I really cared to watch. It was too kind of docile or, low key for my taste at that point in time. Because I mean, I was into the high action, G.I. Joe Extreme and Batman the Animated Series and Beast Wars Reboot. All of these other shows that were on in the 90s that I just this really wasn't something that ticked for me. But that being said, it does have the longevity, and I can see people voting for it, especially those that grew up with it. I grew up with Animaniacs and Aladdin and Batman Beyond and Batman the Animated Series, and so I mean I have a deep love for all of these, and so I think that it's going to be a really difficult pick to see which ones get weeded out here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting for me. Like if I'm just voting like on my personal bias, like if I was just doing my favorite cartoons and I was choosing from this block, like Animaniacs would be the one that gets my highest vote out of this group. But that's simply just because I don't have exposure to the DC or the Marvel animated series. I will for sure vote for minimum Batman the Animated Series because it was our number 1 last time, so I know it deserves to be on there. But Batman Beyond, maybe I'll have a chance to watch some of it before we get to the final balloting stage. But it's when it comes to the DC, especially, I know Marvel doesn't have quite as many, but when it comes to the DC cartoons, I got to see how many slots I have for them. And then it'll determine like which ones actually make it. Because I know on the original countdown we had, and again, I know I'm bleeding Marvel and DC together, but we had 4 Spider-Mans. We had at least 2 Batmans, if not, do we just have the 2 Batmans?
I think there were 3 or 4.
Okay, so I mean, we had just 8 like from those 2 franchises alone. I know we had X-Men, I know we had Superman, we had Super Friends, etc. So like, it's going to come down to how many slots am I giving to that genre, and then I'll hopefully be able to watch a few of some of them to try to like determine which one I think is better or I like more. So, Batman Beyond could get my vote. I'm not 100% sure, but I know Animaniacs and Batman the Animated Series will. I have a feeling shows like the Arthur and Aladdin, similar to what we talked about in the previous nomination episodes, when you're they were 79 and 85 originally. Mm-hmm. And I think anything that was voted from 70 to 99, especially, is, in my opinion, is in a danger zone. It doesn't mean they're not going to make it. It just means that they're in a danger zone. Like they have to jump some other shows because there's definitely at least 10, 15, 20 shows, newer ones that I'm probably putting in here somewhere.
And honestly, Aladdin the series, it was okay, but it didn't beat the film. Aladdin to me is the film. I've watched Aladdin the series once since it was originally debuted, whatever year it debuted. I forget. I think 94 was 94. Okay. Yeah. Yep. 94. I remember watching it maybe once back then.
See, I can see the AI being correct or our instincts being correct that the 90s still has the most entries into our top 100. That still is a very viable possibility. I think the difference between our original countdown and this one is I think some of the 90 entrants in the original countdown were more from a biases from whether it be more recent or whether it be just from the age groups that we had. I think there was some bias towards the 90s that got a few of these shows like Aladdin in there. And I think the difference is there may be just as many 90s shows in this countdown, but it's going to be more of the legit ones that like, it's going to separate like the men from the boys. I think like the 90s that make it in this one, maybe just as many, but they're going to be more worthy.
Right. Quick question before we move on. Are you open to the 5-episode rule?
The 5-episode rule.
5-episode rule is you watch 5 episodes of whatever it is.
You got to define this rule more.
Okay, so the 5-episode rule is you give 5 episodes of whatever it is a chance.
Oh yeah, I'm up for any of that. I've already started. Like I told Steve, I've watched some episodes of stuff that I never would have watched already this last week.
Okay, then you have to. Okay, then you have to let me choose the 5 episodes of Batman Beyond, because, like I said, I'm being serious because I know that show like the back of my hand, and I will choose what I think.
The problem with that is
I'm not trying to influence you.
No. I'm saying the problem with that is if I ever decided to watch like the whole series, I don't want to necessarily be ruined.
I'm not.
I honestly think if we're gonna go this route, though, I think that it needs to be the first 5 episodes because
that's what you would have watched back in the day to determine if you were gonna like stick with it or not.
Because if you can't make it past the first 5 episodes, which essentially set up the show, then you're going to be lost anyway. Like when it gets later on, even though some of it may not follow.
I definitely do have on my agenda and to-do list a few of the DC shows that I'm going to actually watch before this countdown. So I will give you that much. I will give you that much. All right. So some Batman, some Animaniacs, Aladdin, Arthur. We'll see where we go with this next group.
Let's do it! But not for long. No. This has been but a temporary delay.
What is this place?
You might call it my throne room, Optimus Primal. Your new beast modes may protect you from my virus, but they won't save you from my vehicles. The wave of the future. Transformers without sparks. No more individual minds. Just one single guiding intelligence. Mine.
Nice upgrade.
That'd be cool.
Wonder what that feels like.
Ask your dad.
Let our powers combine. Your powers combine. I am Captain Planet.
Go Planet!
They want to play dirty. Then we'll call Captain Pollution.
Let our polluting powers combine. Super radiation.
Deforestation. Mud. Toxic.
Hate!
By your polluting powers combined, I am Captain Pollution.
Head for the Climate Control Center. We're gonna need a little precipitation.
Spike, what for? Look, whatever you're planning won't work. Vincent knows he'll survive. There's no way we can win.
Maybe so, but I owe him a favor.
It's a waste of time.
Faye, if his goal was simply to annihilate the world, he would have done it a long time ago. He sent out a personal invitation to his party. If the guests don't show up, the party can't start.
Listen, Faye, I need you. If you don't do it, the whole thing falls apart.
I'm counting on you.
It's ideas like this that get people killed.
Huh? Oh, great. A bored little army.
It was interesting because in the first group, you saw that we had 2 Batmans, and in this group, we're going to have 2 shows that are very similar as well. You can probably predict where we're going there with the alphabetical order. So we have Beast Machines from 1999. We have Beast Wars from 1996. We have Beavis and Butthead from 93, Captain Planet from 90, and Cowboy Bebop from 98. All but Beast Machines made our original list. So Beast Wars we had at 23, Beavis and Butthead we had at 25, Cowboy Bebop we had at 62, Captain Planet we had 95. Beast Machines was just outside the countdown. I think it ended up at like 105-ish, somewhere in that range, if we were to like go past the 100 mark. So that's kind of where we were at from the last time. As far as making the list that we looked at, which ones made the most, Beavis and Butthead was on 8 of the 9 lists that we looked at. Cowboy Bebop was on 4 of them. Beast Wars and Captain Planet were on 2 of them. Beast Machines was on 1 of them. Steve, where are you going with this set of 5?
So I have no love of Beavis and Butthead. I say that, and as a preteen, when I got the internet and I noticed this, it was funny. But as an adult, I find it very, I don't know, just kind of boring.
I don't find it
compared to some of the other adult.
I feel like, just to jump in on you a little bit, because I feel like I'm agreeing with what you're saying here. To me, Beavis and Butthead, I can see how some people would say, like, from a cultural standpoint or from an impact standpoint, like, I get that it was on for a long time. The humor in Beavis and Butthead to me is way more juvenile humor and like fart jokes compared to like if you look at like a South Park. Like a South Park has like intelligently written comedy, and Beavis and Butthead is just like it's going to be funny for somebody that's like between the ages of 11 and 16.
Yeah, and that was about the range that I enjoyed it, because I would do the need TP for my butthole, and it was entertaining as a teenager, but like as an adult, I'm like, it was kind of stupid. Like, and then on top of it, I mean, it was playing music videos, so I'm in between, and I don't know. It just, I don't feel like it has the longevity in the life of like a South Park or a Family Guy or Simpsons or some of the other adult type programs that we'll get into later in this countdown of nominees. And Captain Planet, I think it was great for the time. It's aged very poorly.
Yeah.
Just because things have changed between what we know and what was back then, and then just, I don't know, if they were going to do it, I would feel like it would need a reboot to be relevant in today's age. Not that it's not a good show, or but I've also discovered that over the years, shows that I enjoyed as a child don't necessarily hold up, and so it's better left in the memory banks than it is revisiting. Cowboy Bebop, I've seen bits and pieces of it, but not unfortunately, it was like years ago, so that's one of my one of the shows on my list of to watch. I actually have a watch list, and I'm putting a strike through on the ones that I'm like, I wouldn't continue this one, and then I have like them highlighted for like, okay, this is a possibility to come back to later, but it's at least enough that I can, unlike the original top 100, we discussed this off air, I want to be a little bit more versed in my anime and in my animation compared to the original list, where we're like, I guess it deserves to be on the list because enough people voted for it.
Yeah.
Right.
So
yeah, Cowboy Bebop's definitely on my watch list as well.
But I mean, obviously, like Beast Wars, I'm diehard fan of that. Beast Machines, diehard fan of it. I hope Beast Machines makes this list, but again, there's some pretty difficult contenders here. And if I had to have absolutely one from this block, it would be Beast Wars. Just because it revolutionized Transformers and gave it new life. So I know it didn't land where I wanted it last time, but I'm still happy that it made the list, and I think it's very deserving. So yeah, I'm cautiously optimistic on this block. I could see Cowboy Bebop making it. I could see Beast Wars making it. The rest, I'm kind of like, it could go anywhere.
Have they tried, not necessarily Captain Planet, but have they tried other environmental cartoons?
Not to the same,
since Captain,
not of the same genre.
No,
not to the specific. Yeah. But have they tried other
the other ones they've tried have been geared way more towards a younger audience. Nothing that was aimed at like the Captain Planet was aimed at like third, fourth graders, like fifth graders, like nothing like that.
Yeah. So the cool thing about Captain Planet is that even though it's dated at this point, you can still go back and you can still look at the lessons that they were trying to teach you And those still ring true today. You can still recycle. You can still, if you have the land for it, you can still build compost piles. You can still do all of the environmental things that they're telling you to do in order to conserve energy and to do this and to do that. Some of the villains are pretty friggin' cheesy because it was the 90s and everything else and all that. But
I haven't heard, I haven't done the research myself, but I believe I've heard from little bits and pieces though. And my intuition says that if you were to actually go back and watch Captain Planet, I mean, it's 113 episodes, a lot of episodes to watch, but if you were to go back and even watch, like, let's say a third of them, I think I have heard that you would start picking up that there is a lot of comes with continuity, with writing, with a lot of different things. The voices change at one point to completely different actors. Like I just feel like if you watched it from start to finish, you would come away being like, there's a lot of holes in that one.
So it's funny that we're even talking about this because there was a plan years ago with somebody that we no longer associate with for a podcast called Planet Punks. We were actually going to do the whole series back when it was first announced to be on DVD back in 2009, 2010, somewhere around there. It never obviously happened, but maybe one of these days, maybe Captain Planet will show up on ToonCast. You never know, folks. For me, though, it comes down to Beast Wars, Beast Machines, and Captain Planet. I'll give Cowboy Bebop the 5-episode treatment and check it out, but I've never had. Well, I'll try, but I've never had any interest in that. I've just never. It's never been on my radar, but I'll give it a shot. Not saying it's going to make my list, but I'll give it a shot.
Out of this list, I will give Cowboy Bebop a shot, and I will have to watch it and determine whether it makes my list or not. Beast Wars, I'm pretty confident will be on my list. The rest, it's really tough. Captain Planet, I'm pretty sure will not make my list. That was number 95, and I feel like that's an easy boost to get room for others. I love Beast Machines. I don't know if I will vote for it necessarily. And Beavis and Butthead, like Steve said, I just don't know if it's quite as well done. I get that it was culturally significant in 1993 to however long it aired, but I think there's other stuff that's of the same vein that's just better done. So that one would probably be inched out. But that could be one of the most dramatic falls that somehow didn't make the list, though, for something that was ranked 25 to not make the list. I think enough people will vote it in. I just may not be one of them. So.
Yeah, me either. And the sad thing is, he made a better point with a movie he did in 2006. Steve, you know the one.
Right.
As you can see, our Lawndale High students take great pride in their school. That's why you'll each be taking a small psychological exam to spot any little clouds on the horizon as you sail the student seas of Lawndale High.
SOS. Girl overboard.
Let's get dangerous.
Huh? An emergency action message?
Dexter, Dee Dee has located the Kerbo-comic laser cannon. Probability of lab destruction is 99.
Oh my gosh, I have to get them immediately!
Well, Journal, I have to stop writing now so I can do my history project. If I could just figure out who to write about. I can't write it about you, Pork Chop. It has to be about an important historical figure.
If you had your own place, you wouldn't have to take orders from anyone. You'd be your own boss. Pretty cool, huh? Ed, what do you think?
I like it, Eddie. I have one eyebrow and the brain of a bug.
Going out on one's own requires planning, Eddie. There's so much work involved and...
Relax, Double D. I'll help him pack.
All right, so the next group of 5, I'm interested to see your guys' take. I know there's some love for at least a couple of these shows on the panel. This is, out of all of the groups, there's so many shows out of this 50 that made our original countdown. I think I did a quick count, and 41 out of the 50 that we're talking about today made our original countdown. So that is extreme. There's 3 of this next group that did as well. So we're not starting with one of them, though. Daria just missed our original list that came out in 1997. I think that ended up in 106 It was one off of Beast Machine, so they're like 106, 107 or something on the original list. They had just missed our original list. It was on 5 of the lists that we looked at. Darkwing Duck was number 19 for us the first time around. That made 4 of the 9 lists we looked at. Dexter's Laboratory made 8 out of the 9 lists, but we had that one all the way down at 73. Doug, we had at 70. And Ed, and Eddie, we actually did not have on our list the original go around. So I'll go first. This was a time for me that was in like a dead zone of my cartoon watching. And because most of these came out, besides Darkwing Duck and Doug, Daria, Dexter, and Ed, and Eddie all came out between 96 and 99, which was my high school life. And I was watching more adult shows, I guess, at that time, we'll call it. I don't know. This was like my Party of 5 obsession. So I was watching that New York Undercover and Star Trek reruns and all that kind of stuff. Yes. But so I don't have a lot of exposure with Daria, Dexter, or Ed, and Eddie. I have let my distaste for Dexter's Laboratory style be known in multiple episodes that I've recorded with Mike, so I don't have to get into that. Daria, I know, is, you know, somewhat significant for what it was and what it represented, so I can kind of get the argument from folks that would want to put that on the list. Ed, and Eddie, I know nothing about, so I'll have to rely on you guys to fill me in on that. Darkwing Duck is, you know, it's classic Disney. I would be shocked if it didn't make our list, especially if we skew a little bit more towards people that grew up a little bit after my time. So, you know, those that were hitting the right moment in the early 90s, like Darkwing Duck is kind of their Disney show. I tend to skew a little bit more towards a couple of the ones prior to that, but I would be shocked if Darkwing Duck doesn't make our list. It will be on my list for sure. Doug, I think, is one of those that's kind of like right on the borderline. Like, I could see it making the list. I could see it not making the list. It was 70 before. Again, that's right on the border of the danger zone. So it just depends on how much love there is for Doug. I wasn't like a huge fan of it, but I get it. So I'm a little torn on this one. I for sure will vote for Darkwing Duck, and then I think there's a bunch of borderline ones. Mike, what do you think?
You were only 10 when Darkwing debuted. You were right at that age where Darkwing should have been one of your new 90s action
at that
cartoons.
point, it was probably a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle obsession for me still.
Well, yeah, still, yeah. But I'm just saying, Darkwing.
But I was watching Disney stuff more when I was like 7, 8, 9. Like, once I was getting closer to teenage years, I was, you know, still G.I. Joe, Transformers, Turtles, whatever I could find that was more action.
But Darkwing
it wasn't marketed like that, though. I get it. It's action in a Disney realm. But I'm just saying, like, a lot of my Disney watching days were when I was younger, because Disney was more marketed towards elementary school kids.
Definitely Darkwing. Doug, I don't know. Doug, he always felt so awkward. And all of the characters around him always felt so awkward, because this is at a time when it was Nickelodeon versus, again, you talk about the changes in Disney, but this is Nickelodeon, like Nickelodeon versus Disney. Which one are you going to pick? Dexter's Lab. Dexter's Lab is just funny. I know you don't like the animation style, but Dexter's Lab is just hilarious. Ed, and Eddie is a blind spot for me too. I have seen various clips and various like shorts of it on YouTube, but I have never actively seen an episode of it. Daria, kind of the same thing. Because she's the MTV chick, right? She was the one that was on MTV. Yep. Yeah, she's the MTV chick. Yeah.
I think it's interesting when you look at like Daria and Doug, because I feel like they're both like not the mainstream, like popular. They're not playing towards the popular crowd, right? Like, I'm saying they both represent like more of the, you know, the marginalized person in society at that time, one for the female version, one for the male. So I know they're different shows. They're not like the same exact tone or anything, but it's interesting that they're both in this group.
Yep. And I know Steve and I will do this on a different show later, but I just have to say, since we are talking about Daria and MTV, Rest in peace, MTV music channels. Anyway, but yeah, Darkwing will definitely get my vote. Once I watch at least 5 episodes of Ed and Eddie, I've heard nothing but good things about it. What I have seen of it, it seems like it's a funny show. So who knows?
What do you think, Steve, about this group?
Daria, I could never get into. Doug, I was always on the fence. Like it was one of those shows that I wasn't sure if I wanted to watch it or not when it was new or new-ish, and then they brought it back. Darkwing Duck is hands down one I'm gonna, obviously vote for. Did on the first time. Same thing with Dexter's Lab. I enjoyed that for what it was. Ed and Eddie, even though it was towards the tail end of my animation watching, it was still one of those shows that I really enjoyed. It was stupid, but it was funny because it was 3 friends that were, all named Ed.
Right.
In a different way. You had the nerdy one, you had the stupid one, and you had the guy that was like kind of the brains of the operation, even though he wasn't all that bright. And then they had all these rivals and stuff. So it was fun and it was entertaining for, what it was.
What year did Ed and Eddie come out?
99.
99. We are 5 years removed from The Lion King, and the only reason why I reference that is because the way you just described it, Steve, Ed, and Eddie are essentially the 3 hyenas from The Lion King.
I mean, you're not wrong. I mean, it is kind of that. You had the really intelligent, nerdy one, and you had the, bullheaded, leader, and then you had your bonehead.
Yep.
So, yeah, it kind of fits.
There we go.
All right, it might get entertaining. I'm sure some people will be passionate about at least one of the shows that's going to be revealed next. We'll see. Mike has opinions. I know that.
Okay, Peter, this is it.
Hey, who are you?
Just act natural, and even though you're Mike, try not to use your radio voice.
Hey, Providence. This is Peter Whirly Bird Griffin coming at you on a sizzling Sunday afternoon.
Peter, no.
Wait a minute. You're the new Don from Quahog. Follow me. We're glad that you finally decided to play ball with us. Let me introduce you to the other Dons. Don Duck, Don Kong, Don Amnesia, forget about it. Don Onomatopoeia, bang. The Land Don Under.
You come to me today on the day me daughter's barbecue.
Don Imus.
Excuse me, coming through. Move that cop car. Gangway! Oh, have I ever been chubbier? This body type makes me feel so big and wedgy.
Believe me, Mr. President, you do not want to go out there.
Whooster, open the door, you little dip. I gotta make Tinky. Well, hi, sport. You must be Duncan. Good to meet ya. Let's wrestle.
Oh, golly. You know how long it's been since I've heard the boys roughhouse.
Ow!
Say uncle.
Uncle!
Say, Grandma Moses makes munchy meat most Monday mornings.
Grandma Moses makes munch. I can't.
Wait, shh. What is that noise? I'll be right back. Nothing will stand in my way.
Hey, Freakazoid, wanna go out for a mint?
Okay. That's Uranus. Rescue! By the way, anybody got a bag of those yummy honey glazed nuts?
Sorry, we're all out. I'm sorry.
Yeah, a big monster ate them. Fine. Maybe I forgot how to heroically repair an aircraft in mid-flight during a terrible storm. Would you please stop that infernal raking? It's driving me crazy! Sheesh!
You're
little urbane jokes won't save you now. I shall smash you. I shall grind you into powder. I love you. Oh my.
Not just because you're a cave guy. But because you're part of the whole cosmic mankind whale tree thing.
That's quite touching in a vapid, pointless way.
Hello? Pizza delivery for, Icy Wiener? Oh, crud. I always thought by this point in my life, I'd be the one making the crank calls. Gotcha!
I don't understand.
Yes, you do. You came back in time to knock me into that freezer, and now I came back in time to stop you.
I did not come back in time. My people lack that ability.
But I know you in the future. I cleaned your poop.
Quite possible. We live long and are celebrated poopers. You will meet me when I'm 1,000 years older.
Not if you don't freeze me. Here's to another lousy millennium.
Please, our sages foresee that in 1,000 years, for one moment, the fate of the universe will depend on you. Since you will not live that long, I must freeze you now.
Well, why couldn't you just ask me?
We were afraid you would refuse.
Of course not. I love the future.
Then why are you choking me right now?
Because I don't like being used.
Well, now it's your choice. Is there nothing in the future worth saving?
Leela, but she doesn't think much of me.
She must be the other.
What?
You must not give up on her. I am stationed on a distant world known as Vergon 6. But if you return to the future, I will transfer to Earth to give you what help I can.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
What the? Yes! Here I come, future! Oh no, wait! I'm gonna get trapped in the infosphere again! Just remember that Scooty Puff Jr. sucks!
In 1,000 years, I'll get right on it.
Without you and your friends, who knows what those thugs might have done?
Someone I once trusted said the same thing to me. And then destroyed my people.
I can see I'll have to work hard to earn your trust. Owen, we'll need a cleanup crew outside.
Why were you attacked?
The richer you are, the more enemies you have. And I'm very rich. Goliath, this is your home, as well as my headquarters. I hope you'll consider working with me to keep it safe.
It's your decision, lad, but we've nowhere else to go. This castle is our home, no matter where it has been taken. We will stay here.
Excellent. I know you've been used poorly by men in the past, but all that is about to change. Trust me.
You broke the spell of sleep that imprisoned us, Xanatos, and for that we are grateful. But we will never trust humans again.
I can tell this relationship is something we'll all have to work at.
Yeah.
You always seem to work things out. Can't you see you're two the time? Looking for every time. Report to the group. Now we'll always stick together. We're the group crew. Best of friends forever. Side by side, wherever we go. Always ready to roll.
Now give me a beat.
Yeah. So the next set of 5 that's going to include 4 shows that were on our original list. Starting off with 1999's The Family Guy, which was 24 first on our original list. Then we moved to Freakazoid, which was number 57 on our list. Futurama was number 18. Gargoyles was 13. Goof Troop did not make the original list. It was about 105. It's interesting that it comes up today because Goof Troop and then Beast Machines and then Daria in the ones that didn't make it, like in that first set of 10. So we got Family Guy, Freakazoid, Futurama, Gargoyles, and Goof Troop. Some heavy hitters. We had 3 that were in our top 25 originally. I will 100% be voting for at least 3 of them, being Family Guy, Futurama, and Gargoyles. I don't know. I'll have to watch some Freakazoid. I've never seen it. And then Goof Troop. Goof Troop, I feel like might not be room for Goof Troop. I don't know. What do you think, Steve?
So I agree with Family Guy, and it took me a number of years. Like the first time we did this, I didn't list it. I hated it. I've rewatched it over the recent years, and I have an admiration for Seth MacFarlane. Not only with this, but with just other projects he's done, and with the Orville and things like that. So I've gotten kind of a well-rounded feel of where he's coming from with his different shows, and I enjoy the different characters he plays, and some of the goofy memes that are in it, or where they bring back different casts, kind of like Simpsons was doing, but it's more fun here. So I could see me listing that. I could see Futurama because I really enjoyed that show when it first came out, and have watched on subsequent reboots or revivals. Gargoyles, loved that show back in the day. Plus, you had a lot of Star Trek alumni, and I was like, "Oh, Jonathan Frakes, Marina Sirtis, Brent Spiner, Michael Dorn," and I was just picking out names left and right, and I was like, "Okay, this is my go-to show because Xanatos, Jonathan Frakes, like he plays a bad guy," and so I just loved the voice cast. It was very dark. It was anti-Disney, which was odd, and so
hilarious.
That show, yeah, so that show I really loved. Freakazoid it's another one of those guilty pleasure, like fun. It's kind of stupid in some ways, but it's also fun in a lot of other ways. For a Warner Brothers show, kind of fits in really well with Tiny Toons and with Animaniacs, more so Animaniacs. But a little bit of a Batman twist because they'll sometimes throw little jokes towards that. And you have Ricardo Montalban in it, and David Warner, and so you have again other Star Trek alumni kind of showing up in there. I don't know. I found it entertaining because a nerd becomes a superhero that's completely ridiculous. And then Goof Troop, I could see that, but I didn't watch enough of it to care, and I honestly didn't. I know it's more about the kids than like Goofy and Pete, but I can't see it holding 78 episodes. Almost in the same vein as like Aladdin.
Right, I can get that. Looking at the list that
I would make a.
I was going to say, looking at the list that we compared our list to and kind of used to try to reference some of this stuff, Futurama made every list that we looked at. Family Guy made 8 out of the 9. Gargoyles made 7 out of the 9. Freakazoid was on 5 of the 9. Goof Troop only made 1 out of the 9. So it's interesting there. Family Guy, like over 43 different award nominations and wins. Futurama 34, Gargoyles 13, and then Freakazoid and Goof Troop are 5 and 3. So they're in the conversation. That's why we're talking about them. Mike, how do you feel about these 5?
Gargoyles and Freakazoid and Goof Troop are the 3 that I'm voting for.
You're not voting for Futurama?
I will vote for Futurama. I've seen more episodes of Futurama than I have seen of Family Guy. It ain't getting a pity vote this time. Last time it got a pity vote at 100 on my list. It ain't getting a damn pity vote this time. Since last time, I've seen more episodes. Yeah, fine, whatever. Point is, I have seen more episodes of Family Guy. I still can't stand that show because I can't stand Peter Griffin. I just don't like the guy. I just don't like the character.
I feel like I should get to do the same thing, Mike. I get to pick my 5 episodes of Family Guy that you have to watch.
Well, I mean, I'm not picking them. Steve said to be unbiased, watch the first 5. But I have seen the first 5 of Family Guy. I did go back and I have watched those. If you really wanted me to get into Family Guy, make the show only Brian and Stewie. I love Brian. Brian and Stewie are hilarious. So yeah, but Goof
like
Troop.
It could be a spinoff of Pinky and the Brain, but just Brian and Stewie.
Exactly. Yeah.
And you know that Family Guy originally was a What a Cartoon.
Yeah, I
it started
remember
off as another show.
Yeah, I remember. Goof Troop, it is not just the kids from what I remember. There is a lot of Goofy versus Pete in that. But honestly, what I remember about Goof Troop the most, without going back and actually watching it, which I will be doing, is that theme song. The end of that theme song. Oh, yeah. Oh, man. Just love that. Absolutely love that.
Let's see if we have enough passion about these next 5. I'm going to need your guys' help with this next group.
Uh-oh.
Huh? Move it, football head, you're up!
Okay, I'm gonna shoot for the gap between second and third.
Just try not to get hit, okay?
Yeah, good strategy.
Okay, move in! This guy can't hit! No stick!
Ooh, look who's up! It's Arnold! Come on, Arnold, pace it! Thought you'd come play a little baseball, huh, Arnold?
Just throw the ball, Blimpo!
Hey, don't call me Blimpo!
I have a gland problem. Here I play!
Boy, what a good swing, Arnold! Everybody on the field is just scared of your big, powerful arms.
Come on!
All right already! Keep your shirt on, Helga!
Here I do!
Ooh, good one! Who taught you to bat anyway? You loony grandma?
Just...
Hey, baby. You've clear-cut a path to my heart. You're the kind of girl I could put down roots with.
Sally, I do not date seps.
Swing, Bobby, swing! Swing!
Good eye, honey, good eye.
Oh, for crying out loud. Bobby, you can't make an omelet without breaking eggs, and you can't get on base without taking a swing.
The pitcher could walk me, couldn't he?
Don't play lawyer ball, son. Now you hit the next one out of the park. Run! 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 Look at the batter, boy. Watch the ball.
Huh? What?
Keep your eye on the ball.
Keep my eye on the what?
Stop looking at me, boy. Watch the ball. Oh, I hate this place. Excuse me, where's the hardware department?
Where is the hardware department? What exactly is it you're looking for?
Okay, I'm looking for a tap and die and some WD-40.
Well, what is it that you're trying to do?
Okay, forget it. Let's say I want a hammer. Do you know what a hammer is?
Hello, Magic School Bus.
Don't you mean The Twilight Zone? That show had more science fiction than fact.
Well, we realize a school bus would make a lousy spacecraft.
I'll give you that one, but only because you call it a magic school bus. But there's no way any spacecraft could visit all 9 planets in a day.
Well, if we did it in real time, you would be a grown-up by the time we got to Pluto.
Speaking of Pluto, scientists don't really know what its surface is like.
You're right, but until one of you kids grows up to be an astronomer or an astronaut and figures out what Pluto is like, we have to guess.
Also, Pluto right now isn't the 9th planet from the sun. Until 1999, it's temporarily inside Neptune's orbit.
Right again.
What about those funny-looking sun goggles? I happen to know you should never look directly at the sun. Hurts your eyes.
You're one bright kid.
Cutman, let's crush her!
With pleasure, Gutsman.
Looks like Dr. Wily and his slime buckets are at it again.
And to think, we used to work together.
It's the airport, my powerful robots! Let
nothing stand in your way!
All right, so our next 5, I literally have to rely on all of you guys because I believe there's only one that I've seen episodes of. So 3 of these made our original countdown. We're going to start with Hey Arnold from 1996. That was on 3 of the 9 lists that we looked at, was not on our original countdown. Then we have Johnny Bravo from 97, was on 5 of the 9 lists, was number 65 on our original countdown. King of the Hill from 97, it was on all 9 lists that we looked at. It was 41 on our original list. The Magic School Bus was on 2 of the lists we looked at and ranked 88th on our original countdown. Mega Man did not appear on our original countdown. It gets a nod here to be within the 50 shows of the 90s that we're considering. So that's Hey Arnold, I've never seen. Johnny Bravo, I can't stand. But I also haven't given a fair shot to. King of the Hill, I've seen enough episodes to know just by happenstance what that show is about and all that jazz. Magic School Bus, I've seen a couple episodes, probably not getting my vote. Mega Man, I've never seen. So, Mike, what do you think of that set of 5?
Mega Man. Oh boy, Mega Man, Super Fighting Robot. We're talking about 94 Mega 94. Man. Is that what we're talking about? Okay, that's what I figured. Yeah,
the best one.
Obviously, since this is the 9. Yeah, no.
It's not the Mega.
That would be Captain N.
Yes.
Mega Man. Again, if you're an action cartoon person, which I know you are because you like the cartoon action of the 80s, I know you're not the biggest video game person.
I loved video games back in the day.
I think you would.
Mega Man was one of my go-tos when I was having somebody over for a.
Then you'll like this.
When I was having someone over for a sleepover, and we had to rent a video from the game store or the video rental place, and you had one night to beat it. It was Mega Man was rented so many times I can't even all of them.
Yeah. Well, if that's the case, then you will.
You could pay me $1 million right now, and I would not be able to beat level 1 on Mega Man though, as an old person.
Well, exactly. As a young person, old person, same thing. But you will like that cartoon then. Hey Arnold. All as I remember is them calling him Football Head because his head looked like a football. I remember we were watching that in school for some odd reason in the mid 90s. I don't know why. Johnny Bravo, hoo-ha, hey-ha. Oh, mama. Well, yeah, that's all I remember. Stupid fun fact of, I think it was it the original ToonCast or was it, no, it was the original ToonCast because ToonCast Beyond was its opposite. When we originally did ToonCast, Johnny Bravo was episode 69, and then ToonCast Beyond, it was Stripperella. Johnny Bravo's fun. It's funny. It's interesting. It's whatever. It's harmless. King of the Hill. I am not a animation domination fan. I haven't been in years. I've watched enough King of the Hill. I know what that show is, and it was okay. It was kind of cool. It was at the time, way back when it debuted. It was fine. Magic School Bus, I know what it is. I've seen it, but again, that's the younger viewer skewed show. So I would probably vote for everything except Magic School Bus on this section.
I feel like this section for me is a lot of them that'll be fighting for like a spot barely to get in. Like maybe King of the Hill would get a vote for me, but the rest would have to be fighting. Like, I don't know. Steve, what do you think?
So, yeah. So, I mean, I wasn't a huge in this. This is probably telling. I wasn't a huge Nickelodeon kid when it came to animation. I was when it came to like Disney or Warner Brothers or pretty much any other studio other than Nickelodeon. Nickelodeon, I loved like their live action stuff, all shows. That, and either game shows, and that's where I watched Nickelodeon. So Hey Arnold was not one. That's like the Wild Thornberries and some of the other ones. Like I just nothing I ever got into. I did watch occasionally on Hey Arnold. There were definitely some jokes in there that shouldn't have been, based on things I've seen after the fact. But I mean, that's not any different than half these shows that are in here. So I probably wouldn't have Hey Arnold on my list. Johnny Bravo I liked because, again, it was like during the water cartoon era with, Dexter's Lab and a lot of other shows like that. So for me, I enjoyed that. King of the Hill wasn't something I was cognizant of when it came out. Nowadays, I haven't watched the revival yet, but I've seen some of the old show, and it's funny because it's kind of a dry humor. So I could see listing that. I could see this one being on most people's lists, if not, all of them. Magic School Bus is definitely an acquired taste. My kids have seen it. I don't care for it.
Same.
I was more of a Bill Nye guy. Or Beekman's World, or something like Magic School Bus was not for me. And then Mega Man, I loved that show. I've introduced that one to my kids. They like it too. And there's some crappy episodes, but I mean, what show doesn't have that? But I also got the first animated taste of like Mega Man X in that. And Mega Man X was my introduction to Mega Man outside of this cartoon. Like, I didn't play the original Mega Man games. So this was my Mega Man. It had Ian James Corlett. You had, Scott McNeil, Gary Chalk. Yep. So, I mean, you had a lot of the, Jim Byrne. So you had a lot of the Beast Wars cast in this show. And so the voice acting
before Beast Wars. Yeah.
Yes. So the voice acting is great. And it's a lot of fun because Wily and Proto Man are voiced by Scott. So again, he's talking to himself. But yeah, so I mean, I would list it because I enjoyed that show. But yeah, again, most of these I would have, with the exception of Hey Arnold and Magic School Bus.
Fair enough. All right, let's. This next one is going to be an interesting pairing as well. So I'm intrigued to get your guys' opinion. This is the halfway mark. We got 25 more to reveal.
In the distant future, mankind has reached the stars, but the galaxy is troubled.
What do you think you're doing? Don't fire!
The Earthsphere Alliance rules the outlying colonies with an iron fist.
I'm sure God would understand the steps we're taking.
Isn't it about time you people realized the ones posing the most threat are none other than yourselves? We've had enough!
Those who oppose them...
We won't be needing you any further.
What?
Die. Battles are waged with mobile suits, the key to military dominance. The only hope for the colonies. 5 elite soldiers and their legendary mobile suits called Gundams.
There will be a day when the Gundams will save us all.
What this is war.
All of you are very mistaken, and the Gundams will soon come to rectify your mistakes.
Silence!
Now, these pilots will shake the foundations of the Alliance and change the course of history.
You thought I was a kid and you underestimated me.
Shouldn't be fighting at all.
If they can stay alive.
Those Gundam pilots are desperate. They'll battle even if it means forfeiting their lives.
Gold Roger, the king of the pirates, attained this and everything else the world had to offer, and his dying words drove countless souls to the seas.
You want my treasure? You can have it. I left everything I gathered together in one place. Now you just have to find it.
These words lured men to the Grand Line in pursuit of dreams greater than they'd ever dared to imagine. This is the time known as the Great Pirate Era.
Come aboard and bring along all your hopes and dreams.
yummy, yummy dinner. Food pellets with food pellets.
Please, Pinky, I've had a very tough day.
Oh, you have. You've had a tough day. You. What about my day, then? We always hear about your day, but what about mine? The boss this and the boss that. Lardy, lardy, da. Nerve! Do you ever ask what I did today?
Very well, Pinky. What did you do today?
Can't remember.
Anything?
Not a thing.
Now I know how American Gladiator stays on the air.
I wanna be the very best, like no one ever was. To catch them is my real test. To train them is my cause. I will travel across the land, searching far and wide. Each Pokemon to understand the power that's inside. Pokemon, gotta catch 'em all. It's you and me. I know it's my destiny. Pokemon, oh, you're my best friend. In a world we must defend. Pokemon, gotta catch 'em all. Our hearts so true. Our courage will pull us through. You teach me and I'll teach you.
All right, we'll just call this the anime section, I guess. We have Mobile Suit Gundam Wing from 95. It was number 92 on our original list. We have Neon Genesis Evangelion, which was 97 on our original list. We have One Piece, which did not make our original list. Then we have Pinky and the Brain, which was number 24. And then let's go back to the world of anime with Pokemon, which was number 39 on our original list, which is that right? It's aired 1,200 some episodes. Is that correct?
Yeah, because they keep reinventing the show, and they've had multiple lands that they get to, and so it kind of retitles with a new subtitle every time. So it's almost a new show when it goes.
Instead of having separate series, it's kind of all under the same umbrella. I get it. So we got Gundam Wing, Neon Genesis, One Piece, Pokemon, and then we'll throw Pinky in the Brain in there just to be crazy. Steve, what do you think? Which ones of these have you seen out of this 5?
So Mobile Suit Gundam and Neon Genesis Evangelion and One Piece I have not seen. And so those are on my to watch list just so that I have some frame of reference when they show up, because I'm estimating these are going to show up with anime being on the table this time around. One Piece, especially with the resurgence of the live action show, which I've watched about half a season of that, and more so I didn't get into it, but I've also heard it's not quite the same thing. So I'm gonna check that out. Pinky and the Brain in this particular block is obviously my number one here. Like, I voted for it last time. I'm going to vote for it again. Pokemon. I liked it up to a certain point, probably when they, finished the universe and, about 2001 when I was too old for any of that. Yeah. I didn't watch it religiously, but my kids do.
Pretty much when Mewtwo showed up in that movie, and that was it for me.
Actually, and before anybody gives us a hard time, I know I said, Pokemon has over 1,000 episodes. I'm also well aware that One Piece has also over 1,000 episodes. So don't think I am aware of that.
It's anime, folks. Yeah, we know.
Mike, any of these that you have experience with, or are you voting straight with Pinky and the Brain?
What would I just say?
Pokemon too?
Up until Mewtwo showed up in that movie, and that was right around, like Steve said, 2000, 2001. I had seen various episodes throughout when Pokemon start? 96?
Pokemon 97.
Was it 93? 97? Really?
Yeah.
God. I feel like it started in 93. Okay, whatever. Wow, that was 3 years that felt like 7. Holy crap. Pokemon and Pinky and the Brain are easy no-brainers for me. The other 3 I'm going to have to investigate them because okay, I'll say this now and I'll say it again when we get to the 2000s episode. I don't do anime. The first anime I ever watched religiously, and I've rewatched it a couple of times in the last 25 years. It's this year is its 25th anniversary, I believe, is the Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters anime with Yugi and Kaiba and all that. That was the first one I actively watched that is considered, technically Voltron Lion Force is anime. It was made from two different animes, but I've never considered the 1984 Voltron as anime. I considered it an action cartoon, but it is what it is. But yeah, no, I'll have to investigate Gundam and Evangelion and One Piece at some point before next year.
So I'd have to check my list from the original countdown. I have most of it in my brain, but some of it's not. I don't believe I voted for any of these 5 on the original countdown. I actually did not vote for Pinky and the Brain, even though I do love Pinky and the Brain. I gave Animaniacs and Tiny Toons a vote, and for some reason didn't do Pinky and the Brain. I will not be doing that. I will not be doing that again.
Right.
So it will get a vote from me, and then the rest is just going to depend on some of my homework on how that plays out. So we'll have to see how those 3 animes, I guess you can throw Pokemon, how those 4 animes fare when it comes to our new list. I feel like they may get more love this time around, but we'll have to wait and see.
You see, Bubbles, you're not ready for the higher levels yet. Oh, don't worry, cheer up. Someday you will be.
It's not fair.
She's so cute when she's all pouty like that. Now I want you girls to go right to sleep. You've had a hard day of training and you need your rest. Good night.
Professor?
Yes?
Don't forget to leave the hall light on for Bubbles. That's okay, Professor. I'm not afraid of the dark anymore.
Oh, Bubbles, you are so precious, acting all brave.
Yeah, everyone knows you're the scariest. I'm not.
All right now, good night, girls.
You're only making things difficult for your friends.
My friends? What do they have to do with anything?
Think about it.
It's terrible!
There's a new one. Dots is down. Right.
This situation, she's ridiculous. I am a dedicated server, not a maid.
Ever heard of a door?
Ever heard of a frisket?
Bob! We tried to quit Phylum, dude, but it was seriously default. A major surge of goons showed up at the diner and started to completely offline the place. I mean, jack out, crash, crunch, backslash, delete, trash, log off.
Enzo.
What?
I think Bob gets the picture.
That's for sure.
What I want to know is who and why.
It's gotta be Megabyte. He did it to get to me. But I'll take care of it. It's my problem.
If Megabyte wants something, Bob, it's everybody's problem.
Yeah, what's up?
Tell us, Bob.
Yeah, we'll help.
I can deal with it.
Yeah, but I can't deal with the downtime. Come on, Bob. What is it?
Megabyte wants some little favor. He didn't say what.
Just a little favor, huh? Maybe you should do it if it means we can stay online.
Full. Now who's with me?
I'm in. I'm in.
Beat you. Great. Then let's go get us some food. Cover me. I'm going in. Miss Finster, how nice to see you.
TJ Detweiler, we meet again. Let's look at a boy who seems to enjoy breaking school rules.
My shorts are chafing me.
Heifer, you're here to lose that big gut, not eat.
The more I eat, the more weight I get to lose.
Okay, people, let's go. Let's go. Don't just stand there like slugs on a cabbage. Ta-da! Hi, everybody. First of all, I want you all to give yourselves a big hand for just being here. Can we have a great big hug? A big group hug. Come on. All right, it's party time. Get those bodies warmed up. Let's go. And a 1 and a 2 and an on your backs. Now grab your tushies and pedal. Let's go. Get up, get up. Now, shake those arms and sweat and sweat.
Hey, this is sort of fun, huh, Ed?
Yeah, big fun.
And 5 and 6 and stretch and stretch. Come on, let me see that sweat. Let me see that sweat coming out. And 3 and 4 and 5.
They're
and
trying to kill me.
And sweat and sweat. Now turn. Oh, you all are doing so fantastic. Side and oh, you kangaroo boy. Yeah, you with the little flabby tail. Now don't hide in the back. Come on closer and join the party. And 5 and 6. Now move those buns and squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Yay!
Blimey, don't they ever stop?
It's flying time! Oh, hello! Oh! Yeah!
Minus 20 points.
I think that big globe has something to do with unlocking this door.
I've tried to coordinate the colors on the globe with the blocks, but I can never make it work.
Nice going. Great jump. Maybe next time you'll be more careful. Ah! Smooth, Tommy. Very smooth. Smooth, Tommy. Very smooth. Was falling part of your plan? Brilliant. Smooth, Tommy. Very smooth.
All right, moving on to the next group of 5. We have the Powerpuff Girls from 1998. I believe that was number 100 on our last list. It was a little confusing at the, I'd have to rewatch. I know we had a tie or something for 100, but I'm pretty sure this was at that spot. It was on all 9 of the lists that we looked at. We have Reboot, which was number 35 on our original list. We have Recess, which was 86 on our original list. Rocko's Modern Life did not make our original list. And then also appearing on 9 of the list that we looked at, it was number 46 on our original countdown, is Rugrats. So we have Powerpuff Girls, Reboot, Recess, Rocko's Modern Life, and the Rugrats. Steve, let's let you start on this one.
Yeah, so I've seen all of these. So that's a win. Powerpuff Girls was entertaining for what it was. I'm not a huge fan of the animation style, but it wasn't enough to deter me from watching it. There was a lot of strange villains in it, like Mojo Jojo. Yeah. So it was fun, and I could see where it's kind of cool for like a girls superhero show to kind of go from. Reboot, of course. I loved that show way back when. There was intent to do a review show of it years ago, and it never came to fruition. I used to own the DVD series at one point, but again, don't anymore. But I still like the show. I don't count that weird bastardization that they came out with a few years ago, like 10 years ago, because it's more of a live action. Like they kind of took Reboot, they took Megabyte, and then they took a dump on the rest of the series, except for one episode where they made fun of everybody that liked it. So I equate this to the original Reboot anyway, and the original was really good. The voice acting was great. You had a lot of crossover again from other mainframe actors that were in War Planets, Beast Wars. There was a lot of overlap there, and it was also kind of renowned for the first CGI series. So that's the great thing there. And then Recess, a nice one Saturday morning cartoon, seeing the different hierarchies of the playground for the Disney program there.
Yep.
And Rocko's Modern Life and Rugrats, both Nickelodeon shows. I could stand both of these in small stints.
Yep.
I could watch the other 3 without any issue, but these 2, I liked Cartoon Network more than I liked Nickelodeon shows for their animation. And so it again shows here that they had a lot of weird stuff. It wasn't bad. It didn't resonate with me, but it did with, like, my wife liked Rugrats, and it just hits different people differently. And I'm kind of surprised it came out in 91.
Yeah.
And then they came out with a new series of All Grown Up, and then I think they rebooted Rugrats again,
or
went back to the pool.
DVD movies or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yep.
And there was intent to do the same with Reboot, and they didn't do that. But I don't know. I think the strongest contenders for me here in this block are Reboot and Recess and Powerpuff Girls.
I know for a fact if I don't put Rugrats on my list, my wife will leave me.
It'll be on my list for longevity's sake. But
yes, she loved this show. She has at least 2 or 3 shirts that have Rugrats or Reptar or different stuff on them. Like, this was a whole generation, especially I think with the female audience, it really resonated with too.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I think that one, Powerpuff Girls, similar impact in a different way, I think. But these are going to require me to do some of these I've seen, but it's been such a long time that I need to kind of rejuvenate what I know about them. Obviously Reboot is very impactful from a CG standpoint when it comes to animated shows from a TV standpoint. And I don't recall anything about Recess or Rocko's Modern Life, so I would have to like do some homework on that. Mike, what do you think?
So Recess was TJ and his gang of kids that always wanted to go out for recess. They were in 4th grade. It was, I forget what the teacher's name was off the top of my head, but it was TJ and Spinelli and Mikey. The only reason why I remember is because kid named after myself. Not really, but it was kid named same as I was. He was a little bit bigger than I am, or at least I was back then. And they basically had adventures at recess. Essentially, it's like what did we all do in the 80s at recess? That's essentially what this is. It's basically you at the playground during recess, during school. That's what recess is. I'm not sitting here trying to belittle it or anything. I'm just giving a general explanation. The show's name is exactly what the show is. And it was awesome. It was fun, which funnily enough reminds me, I forgot that was a Disney show, and reminds me of another Disney show that I wish was in the running, and it's not. Disney's Fillmore. Disney's Fillmore and Recess. I watched those back to back. Man, that would have been cool to have Fillmore in the running, but it's not, unfortunately. Might have to do a whole podcast on that show. Anyway, no, it's not that big of a deal. It's not, honestly. I think Fillmore had only 3 seasons. I could be wrong. Anyway, but yeah, Recess, Reboot, and Powerpuff Girls are the 3 that I would vote for. Rocko's Modern Life sometimes was a little too weird for me, and Rugrats, sometimes it's skewed too young because of the babies, and then sometimes it's skewed a little bit too much of the villainy because Angelica could be too much of a damn villain. She was evil, man. Like, she gave blondes a bad name. Literally. She was evil. She nasty. A bad name. All right. That's right.
1,000 years ago, our moon was home to a great civilization ruled by Queen Serenity. Everything was peaceful until the arrival of the evil Queen Beryl.
First the moon shall be mine, then the universe!
To conquer the moon, Queen Beryl unleashed the awesome power of the Negaforce. Although her world was destroyed, Queen Serenity's last hope was the power of the Empyrean Silver Crystal and the Crescent Moon Wand.
Only this crystalline wand can combat the power of the Negaforce. Never let our enemies get them, or the universe is doomed. But most of all, you must protect our dear Princess Serena. Understand?
Yes. Frozen in moonbeam crystals, the Queen sent the princess and the children of the moon to the future on Earth. Their memories lost to them all. The Queen's cat advises Luna and Artemis must find the princess so she will at last be safe. And so our story begins.
Juice and jam time.
Hey, you cows can't get on this train. This is a people train. You cows have no business on a people train, all right? Because you cows. No. Don't try any of that cow hypnosis on me, all right? Because it's not going to work.
Hold it right there, cows. Come back here! Now, lad!
So then I had bad kids.
Yeah, super serial killer.
I sure am hungry. How can you eat when you're farting fire? Shut up, dude. You're being totally immature. Hey, look! There's Wendy Testaburger. Where? Dan wants to kiss Wendy Testaburger. Shut up, fat ass. I don't even like her. I'm not fat. And you obviously like her because you throw up every time she talks to you. I do not. Hi, guys.
Hi, Wendy.
Here, Stan. This is for you. Block you.
Bye, Wendy.
Dude, what does the note say? Holy crap. It says she wants to meet me at Stark's Pond after school. Whoa. Maybe you can kiss her.
Or slip her the tongue.
What? How do you know she has a cat? Come on, you guys. We need to figure out how to get out of school so we can get my little brother back.
Hello there, children.
Hey, Chef.
How are you doing?
Bad.
Why bad?
Chef, have you ever had something happen to you, but nobody believed you?
Then we have ourselves a tasty little problem then, don't we? Don't we?
Okay, Zorak, we're all a team now.
An aqua team.
And there's no I in team.
But there is an A in team.
Right, which means probably partially whatever you do should be okay.
No, never! Your mantis is violating the contract.
All right, I'm lost. What contract? What are we talking about?
Enjoying your houseboat?
Would you mind just not bringing that up right now?
No! Let's talk about it! Loudly!
So that's how you got that houseboat?
You sold us out for promotional considerations.
And a houseboat?
I didn't sell you out for a house.
The ball is in your mind.
I also received 2 cool speakers.
Are they surround sound?
Well...
It is surround sound, and no, it is not.
Hold on a second. There's only one?
You will receive the second speaker upon the elimination of all hunger.
You sold us out.
For a crummy houseboat.
And 1 serious speaker. Look, guys, we're still doing the show. We're just taking it in a new direction, that's all.
Yes, a delicious direction.
At least we're back on the burger trench.
Now with 3 convenient locations.
And maybe more. Catch you later, Spider.
You know, I think my life just got a lot more interesting.
He always used to tell me, with great power comes great responsibility.
Power of web shooters! Get real sticky!
All right, interested to hear what your takes are on this set of 5. We kind of have a little bit of everything here. We got Sailor Moon from 1992, just 58 on our original list. We have Sonic the Hedgehog from 1993, was not on our original list. We have a top 10 entrant from our original list. It came in at number 8. That would be South Park from 1997. We have Space Ghost Coast to Coast from 94. That was number 76 on our original list. And we have Spider-Man, the animated series, also from 94. That was number 20 on our original list. It was the highest of the 4 Spider-Mans that we put on our original countdown. Mike, Sailor Moon, Sonic, South Park, Space Ghost, Spider-Man.
Spider-Man's a no-brainer. It's easily top 10 for me. Easily. This is the Spider-Man cartoon that actively got me into reading comics in the 90s as a 14-year-old when it came out. It's easily the Spider-Man cartoon at the time that had the best voice cast out of all the Spider-Man cartoons that had come up to it until then. I will still say it is one of the Spider-Man cartoons then and now that still has one of the greatest voice casts of all time. Sonic the Hedgehog. That's the Sad AM one, right? Not Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog. That's the more serious one.
Correct.
Okay, yeah. That's the Jaleel White one. That's the Arkle one. That one was good. I liked it. It was fun. It was cool. I liked it. I only caught Space Ghost Coast to Coast here and there. I've seen a number of the episodes. I know that it was a takeoff of late night kind of thing, but it was weird. The only thing I can remember from South Park, knock off all this tree hugging hippie crap. And that was from like the early days. Like literally that's from an episode in the 90s when they first started. And then Sailor Moon, I had seen various episodes of it when it debuted. I liked it. It was cool. I like all of these shows. It's just a good majority of them outside of Sonic and Spider-Man, I haven't seen a lot of the episodes. But
Sailor Moon's an interesting one for me because it's one that I don't know if I've ever seen an episode, but I know the theme song by heart. For whatever reason. So Sonic the Hedgehog I'd have to watch. South Park will make my list 100%. Spider-Man I need to watch in my DC Marvel homework, but it'll probably get a vote regardless. It's just I need to watch it to determine where on my list. Space Ghost Coast to Coast, I don't know. I feel like that one is one that's in the danger zone for me. I know it was 76 on our original list. there may not be room for Space Ghost in my new version. So, Steve, what do you think of these 5?
I have seen all of these as well. So we had like Space Ghost Coast to Coast. I saw on Cartoon Network. It was entertaining for what it was. I think it was kind of like a one-trick pony on that front. Sonic, I really enjoyed that one, the Set AM one. And just for reference, Jaleel played Sonic in both that and the USA Cartoon Express version.
Yeah, I remember now.
But yeah, the theme song for this was awesome. It was also the theme song to my car when I wanted to go 20 miles an hour over the speed limit.
That's right.
And I was driving a blue Chevy Aveo at the time when I played it. So I was like, blue streak speeds by, and I'm like, crank it up. Anyways, yeah, playing words there. It's still one of my favorite Sonic renditions, even to this day. Sailor Moon was pretty good for what it was. Kind of the first anime that I saw before Dragon Ball Z. Just again, I think it was on like UPN or something like that on Saturday or Sunday, and I caught it because other shows were on break for commercial, and so I would just flip until one went to commercial, and then I'd flip back. But Spider-Man, hands down, one of my favorites here. And a lot of great episodes, a lot of great voice casts, great writing, great animation, and yeah, I like everything from this block pretty much. I would probably vote for everything other than Space Ghost, but if push came to shove, I would include it as well.
Right. So from here on out, every show that we talk about will be have been on our original top 100. So the final 10 are all members of our original top 100. So we'll have to see what our take is now 15 years later.
All right.
Ah, the sea. So fascinating. So wonderful. Here we see Bikini Bottom, teeming with life. Home of one of my favorite creatures, SpongeBob SquarePants. Yes, of course he lives in a pineapple, you silly.
Today's the big day, Gary. Look at me. I'm naked. Gotta be in top physical condition for today, Gary. It is the finest eating establishment ever established for eating. The Krusty Krab, home of the Krabby Patty, with a help wanted sign in the window. For years I've been dreaming of this moment. I'm gonna go in there, march straight to the manager, look him straight in the eye, lay it on the line, and I can't do this! Patrick!
Where do you think you're going?
I was just...
No, you're not. You're going to the Krusty Krab and get that job!
I can't, don't you see? I'm not good enough.
Whose first words were, "May I take your order"?
Mine were.
Who made a spatula out of toothpicks and woodchuck?
I did.
Who's a big yellow cube with holes?
I am.
Who's ready?
I'm ready.
Who's ready?
I'm ready.
Who's ready?
I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready.
Oh, no, SpongeBob. What could he...
Did I miss anything?
T-Bone, wake up, buddy! We need a pilot now! Why didn't you eject?
And miss that look on your face? No way!
The TurboCat has got to be operational by then.
Whatever happened to thanks for the backup?
Oh, and thanks for the backup, buddy.
What a storm!
Especially after what the professor said about the idol. Better not look at it.
Okay.
I wonder what would happen.
Probably nothing.
Yeah!
What the? Clip my wings. What happened?
I know what you mean, Blue. Suddenly I feel so heavy.
Little Britches, how did you get so big?
Hey!
And ruggedly handsome.
Blue, I'm you and you're me.
Whoa, I've heard of going through a second childhood, but not somebody else's.
Well, I'm certainly glad you boys got home safely. I only wish you'd brought the professor with you. Feet off the desk, kid. It's bad enough I have to tell Baloo all the time.
Okay. Don't pop your pearls, Becky.
Kit, how dare you talk that way? And how'd you do that?
Do what?
Sound like Baloo?
Well, I don't sound like Baloo, do I?
Not to me. Okay, what are you two up to? What?
I said something must be wrong with your hearing.
Oh.
What's wrong?
I'm 36 years old. I'm lonely. My hair comes out of a spray can. You know, I had to go on camera without this stuff. Let the world see me as I really am.
It's empty.
Oh, I'm bald and ugly. Get more. Hello, I'm Jay Sherman, and this is Coming Attractions. Tonight I'll be reviewing Home Alone 5.
We left Kevin home alone, and he's only 23!
Ah!
But first, let's start with Arnold Schwarzenegger's latest film, Rabbi P.I. It's the story of a Chicago cop who goes undercover as a Hasidic Jew.
Eat lead, Rabbi.
Sorry, that's not kosher.
All right. If you are a real rabbi, circumcise this child.
Have a nagila, baby.
Because I love you people, I won't force you to watch the musical number. Well, maybe just a little.
Dreidel, 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 I made you out of clay.
Heh. Anyway, to get to the part of the show you like the best and I find humiliating, on the Shimometer, this film rates an absolute 0. Brr.
And cut.
Ah, this new stuff feels great. Where'd you get it?
Some kids were painting King Dork on your car with it.
Why the hell do you have to be so critical?
I'm a critic.
No, your job is to rate movies on a scale from good to excellent.
What if I don't like them?
That's what good's for.
Mr. Phillips, we go on in 5 seconds?
I own this network, boy. Just put up that picture of me on a horse. God, I look fabulous. Look, this isn't art. It's just mindless pablum for losers who can barely read. Oh, that reminds me. I've got an interview with People magazine.
All right, so I'm sure you could identify some of those from the clips, but we're starting this group with SpongeBob SquarePants from 1999. That was 43rd on our list. We moved to our 47th ranked show for the original countdown, which is Superman, the Animated Series from 96. We got one of Steve's all-time favorites, SWAT Cats, the Radical Squadron, which just barely made our countdown last time. We have Tailspin from 1990, another Disney show there from the Disney Afternoon. That was number 34 on our original list. And then from 94, we have The Critic, which was 68 on our original list. So anywhere from 34 to 99, these all appeared on our original list. I'll go first. I know I'm supposed to vote for Superman, the Animated Series, so I will probably do that. I believe just from longevity that SpongeBob probably deserves a spot somewhere in the top 100, even if I am not a huge fan of the show. Then it becomes a battle between a few of these. SWAT Cats, I did not necessarily grow up on, so I need to go back and revisit that one. It wasn't of wasn't in that grouping like that Mike and I grew up with necessarily. So I just missed out on that one. So I need to revisit it. Tailspin and The Critic. I feel like I voted for both of those in my original list. So it really comes down to, is there enough room for those two this time around? So it may come down to, for Tailspin, my ranking of the Disney shows and where it falls within that group. You know, does it go ahead of things like DuckTales, Gummy Bears, Rescue Rangers, Darkwing Duck, or is it just outside of that group? Can it make it or not? And then The Critic, it just depends on if there's enough room or not for me. It's one of those borderline ones. Mike, what do you think of this set of 5?
Yeah, The Critic is The Critic is easily cliffhangery, like literally hanging by his pinkies. Whereas if it was Siskel and Ebert, they'd be hanging by their thumbs. SWAT Cats, again, I think you would like it. Basically, take an 80s action cartoon you like and put it into the 90s. It's that kind of thing. It's Barry Gordon plays Razor, the voice of Razor. So you got Donatello as one of the characters. So I think you would like it.
It feels like Ninja Turtles, but with cats.
Yeah, essentially, yeah.
It was like a lot of shows. I lost track of when I was into Turtles so much at this time, and then there was a bunch of shows that kind of came out after it that I think my younger self just thought that they were knockoffs, even though they could have been good shows. Because there was the Street Frogs, the SWAT Cats, there was the Samurai Pizza something. I don't know. There was like 3 or 4 different.
Yeah. So there was the Super Samurai Pizza Cats. There was the Punk Frogs. There was the Street Sharks. There was a whole bunch of stuff. But SWAT Cats came out, like literally what year did that come out? 93. Okay. Oh, wow. It was that early. I thought it was later. Anyway, SWAT Cats. For me, it's going to come down to Superman, SWAT Cats, and Tailspin. SpongeBob, I know the memes. I've seen several episodes of it. I don't know. I don't know if I can
still go. It's still, It's still going, correct?
Going where?
Like it's still on or no? Is it still producing episodes?
As far as I know, it is. I don't see
26 years.
Yeah, I don't see why it wouldn't be.
SpongeBob's still on.
Yeah.
That's got some longevity, that's for sure.
Superman the Animated Series has some really great episodes. If you want to really combine your Batman and Superman watching, only outside of the 5-episode rule, the only thing I suggest for you is to watch World's Finest. It is a 3-part episode. It's the only thing I would say you have to watch out of Superman the Animated Series. You essentially get Superman and Batman, you get the Joker and Lex Luthor all in one go. That's really all you need. Steve, did you already go? I don't remember.
I did not.
Okay.
So SpongeBob deserves it alone for longevity. Not a show I really got into. I have seen it. But again, not something I really cared for out of this list. Superman the Animated Series, although not as high for me as like Justice League or Unlimited or Batman Beyond, it still is up there as in my opinion, the best Superman cartoon we've gotten. SWAT Cats, loved that show. Basically discount Ninja Turtles, but done better than Street Sharks. Mm-hmm. To the point, like, I can't physically sit through an episode of Street Sharks anymore. I can sit through an episode of this. Nice. So it feels like you have Donnie and Raph.
Yeah.
Kind of going at it. And working from this junkyard, and they're the superhero essentially, and then you have your token April O'Neil character. So, and then Tailspin's of course fun, great theme songs for pretty much all of these. The Critic I like just because it's making fun of movie culture, and to me, it's just entertaining.
Yeah, I can see an argument for a lot of these for sure to be had by many people. Just going to depend on how many people are in agreement on any given one of them. So we'll have to wait and see.
Look at you, man. You're a full-grown cat, still watching cartoons. Why, you're 3 years old. Do you know what that is in human years? Oh, listen to me, man. I'm your friend. Don't you know cartoons will ruin your mind? Look what it's done to your brain.
For the Muddy Mud Skipper Show.
Who's the greatest mud skipper of them all? Who can skip through the mud with the greatest of ease? What kind of wonderful guy? Who can crawl like a dog without scraping his knees? Who's got segmented eyes? It's Muddy Mud Skipper, it's Muddy Mud Skipper, it's Muddy Mud Skipper Show.
And now a word from our sponsor. The Muddy Mud Skipper Show is brought to you by Gritty Kitty Litter.
Just a cotton-tailed menudo. You can't pull this show off without me. I am Plucky Duck. I resume. I am a superstar, a super-duper nova star. That's what I am. I'm exploding with talent. Yeah, I overslept again. Oh, hi, Toonsters. Exam day at Acme Lou. Got a motor.
And how long have you been a superhero?
Me? Well, I guess I've always been a superhero. I don't know much else.
Arthur, what's the Tick really like?
The Tick? He's great. He's a little hard to work with sometimes, but he's stronger than anybody.
Listen, ours is an epic tale. True friendship, heart-stopping danger, men and women in tights, making the rules and breaking them. We are not 2 men, we are 10 men. Listen, it all started in Reno. Every year, heroes flock to the National Super Institute to compete for the best cities to protect from crime.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Blowfish Avenger. Blowfish gets New Rochelle. Way to go, Blow. Man, that man.
One year, I decided to compete.
Timbuktu, can you help us by the
Previously on X-Men.
Don't mess with the X-Men. Don't mess with the X-Men.
Don't y'all leave now. The fun just starting.
I don't like it.
All right, it's our final 5. 5 more shows that were also on our original list. So that includes from 1991, Mike's favorite show, The Ren and Stimpy Show. That was number 29 on our original list. We have The Tick from 94. That was 61st on our original list. Tiny Toon Adventures was number 10. Where on Earth is Carmen Sandiego was number 91. And X-Men, the animated series, was number 11. Ren and Stimpy and X-Men appeared on 7 of the 9 lists we looked at. Tiny Toons was on 6 of them. The Tick on 4. Where on Earth is Carmen Sandiego was on 2. I will go first. Where on Earth is Carmen Sandiego will not get a vote for me. I just don't have room for that in here. I think that's one of the ones like that and Magic School Bus and Aladdin and a couple things where I feel like it was just more of a 90s bias the first time around. And I feel like they're not going to have enough to kind of hold up on this go round. I would vote the live action game show on a game show list. I'm not voting for the cartoon. So that one's out for me. Tiny Toons is for sure in. I believe I have to vote for X-Men, the animated series. Again, it needs to be on my watch list. Ren and Stimpy Show will 100% get a vote for me. So then it just depends on if I have enough spots for the tick or not. It's kind of like the same as the critic for me. Is there enough spots, or am I out of room by the time I get to the critic and the tick? So, Steve, what do you think about this last set of 5?
So this last set of 5, I can see cases for all of these. If I was going to omit 2, it would be Ren and Stimpy and the Tick. While I liked both of them when I was younger, they're not ones that I can stomach nowadays. And Tiny Toon Adventures, again, that one's on the fence for me. I get why it's there. I did enjoy it back in the day. I still kind of enjoy it, but I would prefer Animaniacs over this one. But I still think it deserves a place. X-Men, this is the strongest X-Men series we've ever had, which is why they had to revive it for another season as X-Men 97. And then they're bringing it another season sometime next year, I think. And then Where on Earth is Carmen Sandiego? I enjoyed that because it gave us a different side of the game show. I love the game show more. Don't get me wrong. I love that way more than this. But depending on how, a lot of the shows rank out, I could see still listing this one.
Fair enough. Mike, what do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with Steve. Definitely Ren and Stimpy and the Tick can go. I mean, the Tick was okay, but Ren and Stimpy just made me physically ill then and now. X-Men.
Oh, I heard. I re-listened to our original top 100. You made it very clear about your feeling. I would be shocked if the Ren and Stimpy Show is not on our top 100.
I would be shocked if it is. Boy. X-Men, like Steve said, actually what happened, I believe, at New York Comic-Con again, not only did they give us a date for season 2, they announced season 3 too. So I believe it's March of 2026 that season 2 is coming. And they also said that season 3 was in production for X-Men 97.
I could see that.
Is what I had seen on the New York Comic-Con thing, because we're recording this right after New York Comic-Con 2025. Not to date this episode, but I'm dating this episode anyway. Season 2, summer 2026 is what it says from Marvel Studios on Facebook. So summer of next year is when season 2 of X-Men 97 is going to come. But yeah, X-Men, Where on Earth is Carmen Sandiego, and Tiny Toons would be my votes.
Right. Fair enough. So that is the 50 nominees for the 90s. Just to give you guys a little bit of more data like we did with the pre-1980s, I want to get your opinion, Mike, here. If my count is correct, we had 41 shows on our original top 100, at least 41 that were from the 90s. Do you expect that number to stay in that ballpark, go up, or go down?
I think it's going to go down a little bit, but not by much. I want to say 37 in a row.
Steve, what do you think?
I could see the number possibly going up or staying right where it's at for this particular block, but I don't know. With some of the contenders coming ahead of this, I could see us dropping down to at minimum 30.
Okay. So I did ask ChatGPT how many of this group were going to make our list. It says that it's going to be anywhere from 20 to 26. So it expects it to drop a little bit. It says its final prediction is it narrowed it down to 23 to 26, but it says it could go as low as 20. So it's interesting. It says that there's 9 shows that are a lock. So its locks are Batman the Animated Series, SpongeBob, South Park, Futurama, Rugrats, Animaniacs, King of the Hill, Cowboy Bebop, and Neon Genesis Evangelion. So it thinks that those guys are locks. Very strong candidates, it says, to Family Guy, Powerpuff Girls, Dexter, X-Men, Daria, Pinky and the Brain, Ren and Stimpy, Tiny Toons, Pokemon, and Spider-Man the Animated Series. It has bubble shows for Darkwing Duck, Beavis and Butthead, Superman the Animated Series, Batman Beyond, Doug, Arthur, Recess, Rocko's Modern Life, Tailspin, Johnny Bravo, The Tick, Freakazoid, Space Ghost, and Hey Arnold. And it says unlikely to make it: The Critic, Captain Planet, Goof Troop, Sonic, Mega Man, Aladdin, SWAT Cats, Beast Machines, Mobile Suit Gundam Wing, Magic School Bus, Carmen Sandiego, and that's it. So as far as the unlikely ones to make it. So it's interesting how it sees that. It broke it down a little bit further for me. The last thing I'll say from a GPT standpoint, I guess, it says that it broke it down by studio, which was kind of interesting. So from, I know, Steve, you were mentioning it a few times. So from a Nickelodeon standpoint, we had Rugrats, Doug, Hey Arnold, Rocko's Modern Life, and the Ren and Stimpy Show. So it's going to be interesting to see how the Nickelodeon shows play out from a Cartoon Network / Hanna-Barbera / Warner Brothers, because they've all kind of played in the same sandbox. We got Dexter's Laboratory, Johnny Bravo, Ed, Edd and Eddy, Powerpuff Girls, Freakazoid, Space Ghost, and then I guess you can throw Animaniacs and Pinky and the Brain and the Tick in there. And then Disney shows, we have Gargoyles, Darkwing Duck, Tailspin, Goof Troop, Aladdin, and Recess. And then the adult animation / Fox / MTV, we got Family Guy, King of the Hill, Futurama, Beavis and Butthead, Daria, The Critic, duking it out there. And then from an anime standpoint, Cowboy Bebop, Neon Genesis, Sailor Moon, Pokemon, Mobile Suit Gundam Wing. So it'll be interesting to see how some of those studios and things like that break down as well. Steve, any reactions to the list overall or any predictions?
No, it'll just be interesting to see where we land in the final list. I know that, Chat GPT has a particular angle based on what should be in the list. It doesn't account for the human factor.
No, it does not.
Of the pool.
And for this one, like in past ones, I've given it some criteria. So I've said, based it on these factors. This one I didn't. I just threw out just a random rank these shows and gave it no criteria. So it was definitely open for interpretation. It could have been just doing popularity or different things. Like usually I tell it to ignore popularity and just do it on critical acclaim and impact and quality and cultural significance, things like that. I gave it no factors this time. So.
Yeah,
but it does 100% expect this to be the most represented single decade on our countdown. So, Mike, any overall reactions?
No. It's going to be interesting to see what makes it and what doesn't. And just see what that human factor ends up costing us.
Hopefully nothing.
Well, hopefully, but you never know.
As I say, nothing in life is free. So
that's true. It's very, very true.
All right. So that's our latest set of 50. We got 100 still to reveal. So we've revealed 150 total so far of our possible shows to make our countdown. So I have to see how people think as the gears start turning in people's heads, as they start deciding what they're going to want to vote on. And it's going to be an interesting journey, that is to say the least.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, folks, that's going to do it for us. No ads this time. I'm too tired. I'm too old for this junk.
We said it was free, so we don't need to pay any bills.
Yeah, exactly. Yay. We don't need to pay any bills because we pay for all this stuff ourselves. Oh, wait. Did I say that out loud? Whoops. Anyway. All right, Toonsters. As always, we want to thank you for joining us here on Geekcast Radio. If you'd like to get in contact with us to leave feedback for the show, there are several ways to do so. Visit the website, geekcastradio.com, where you can listen to and comment on all of our content. Plus, we also have a store. Visit shop.geekcastradio.com. Buy our merch. You can send us email to feedback@geekcastradio.com. You can check us out on all the podcatching clients you choose to use. You can follow us on Twitter @geekcastradio. I am @TFG and Mike. Steve, what's your Twitter?
@SCP21.
And Kevin, what's yours?
@OptimusSolo.
You can also become a fan on Facebook. Go to facebook.com/Geekcast Radio Network. You can also check out you can also check out ToonCast, all tunes all the time over there, as well as Cinema Geekcast, a bunch of other stuff as well. Next time, we will be revealing the top 100 animated series of the 2000s nominees. That's going to be interesting. Oh boy, that's going to be interesting. I bet that's going to be loaded with anime for that one. Oh boy. For now, I am TF2 and Mike with
Steve Megatron
and OptimusSolo.
You'll hear us back. Thank you for listening. Until I'm all mixed up tonight, folks. Steve, close the show.
Put a fork in it.
Yeah.
Cut him off.
So until next time, unleash the geek in you.
You've just heard a podcast from the GeekCast Radio Network. If you enjoyed this discussion, head over to geekcastradio.com to check out this episode's post for more insights and links. Interact with the show, feedback at geekcastradio.com, or interact with us on X at Geekcast Radio and on Facebook at Geekcast Radio Network. Don't forget to subscribe to the Geekcast Radio Network of podcasts on your favorite podcatcher. So until next time, unleash the geek in you.